Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching day 3 of my mystery whiskey advent calendar. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to day 3 of my mystery whiskey advent calendar. If you've seen this before and you know it works, then you can just skip straight forward to the tasting. Otherwise, the way this works is I have over 100 samples in my sample collection and my wife has picked 24 at random. She'll put one a day into a blue Glencairn glass and I'll nose it, I'll taste it, I'll tell you if I like it, and I'll have a stab at what I think it is. Shall we find out what I'm drinking? On to the whiskey. If you'd like to play along with me and find out what's in my glass when I do, then just keep watching. Otherwise, take a look in the description now for a sneak peek. Let's start with the nose. Right, so this is really fruity. I'm also getting like sweet caramel, toffee, so it instantly makes me think this is sherried whiskey. I'm getting like red berries. Not much in terms of ABV on the nose at the moment, but definitely smells very nice. Reminds me a little bit of like Millionaire's shortbread. Yeah, there's a little bit of chocolate in there. But I'm struggling to pick out any more specific flavours. Let's move on to the palate. This is very, very nice indeed. Initially on the palate it comes across as like toffee sauce, just sort of rolling across your tongue. And then there's some fruitiness, like berries. I'm getting a mixture of red berries, I'm getting like strawberries, I'm getting raspberries, getting cranberries. There's also hints of raisins, there's even a little hint of blueberry in there as well. It really is nice. And as it starts to evaporate on the palate, I'm getting a sort of petrochemical vibe that you get with like Campbelltowns. And yeah, really is nice. Let's have another sip. Yeah, starting to remind me of like Glen Scotia, Springbank, that sort of thing. In terms of ABV, I think it's around the 46% mark, but it could be a little bit higher, could be 50, possibly. It's very tingly on the palate. It's a little bit fizzy. There's like, yeah, it comes across a little youthful as it evaporates off the palate, but in terms of flavours on the palate when it's rolling around your mouth, it tastes like a very well crafted whiskey. Really is nice. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, I think there's definitely some sherry influence with this. I'm getting toffee, I'm getting a little bit of chocolate. There's also the slightest hint of coffee in there as well. But it's very sweet. There's also a very nice sort of petrochemical note. It reminds me of diesel oil. Yeah, very tasty indeed. I think it's most likely a Campbelltown. I think it's around the 50% ABV mark. There's most likely going to be some age to this, 10, 12, 15 years. And yeah, I think there's some sherry maturation as well. Should we find out what's in my glass? Right, it's Springbank 10-year-old 2022 PX Cask. it's 55% ABV, and it was given to me by Jez. So thanks, Jez. Yeah, I've done some Springbanks recently. I think all of them have come from Jez, so I'm really grateful that he's given me access to some samples of bottles I probably would never get to try otherwise. And yeah, I think you could definitely tell the sort of Campbelltown character. Obviously, I mentioned Springbank. I think I said at least 10 years old. I definitely said cherry maturation. I said at least 50% ABV. So I think that's a win. Obviously, I didn't nail it down 100%, but this is a specific release of a Campbelltown bottle. So I was never going to get it 100%, but I think that's a win. Hopefully you found that interesting, and hopefully you'll come back tomorrow for day 4. Sauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.